Hello and welcome to Deaf Mute Studio. In this knee-jerk spoiler-free review, I'm going to be talking about Pinocchio, not the Disney Plus live-action remake. I'm going nowhere near that dumpster fire. This is Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio that's on Netflix. Let's have it. Determined to bring back his beloved son Carlo, Geppetto, an excellent carpenter, cuts down a tall, solitary pine tree to fashion into a marionette, the spitting image of his lost boy. And as the compassionate blue fairy grants Geppetto his wish, christening the wooden creation Pinocchio, the freshly carved puppet comes to life to heal Geppetto's broken heart. However, with Benito Mussolini having Italy under his thumb, minuscule guardian Sebastian J. Cricket has his work cut out for him, keeping Pinocchio on the straight and narrow. Now an exciting world of possibilities opens up. Will wide-eyed Pinocchio stay on the right path and become a real Italian boy? Pinocchio is not so much of a remake, but an interpretation of the classic tale by Carlo Collodi. There are obvious similarities to the 1940 Disney classic because they are both based on the same source material, but this iteration is a more faithful adaptation to Collodi's original tale. So I'm led to believe anyway. I'm no Pinocchio expert by any stretch of the imagination. And as much as I do love the 1940 classic from Disney, I think I prefer this version. Yes, I'm a huge Guillermo del Toro fanboy, and there is an element of bias from myself because that man is a cinematic deity to me. But I think this film has a lot more going for it than the original Disney animated film. This could be because this version isn't so heavily focused on a younger audience. It's a conceptually dense film that doesn't condescend to its younger audience or its older ones. It respects its audience and doesn't compromise the story or themes to cater to a specific demographic. It tackles subjects like grief, tyranny, life, death, redemption, and manages to weave them all into a story with great affluence. And although the story of Pinocchio is universal because of the Disney classic, this film doesn't feel like a cheap retread. It feels new and interesting because it's a take audience haven't necessarily seen before. I know a lot of the themes are in every single Pinocchio film ever made, because those themes are a part of the original story's DNA. Guillermo del Toro's version seems so much different and refreshing. Although the story itself and the writing are great, it's not the star of the show for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. The animation really shines the brightest in this film because it's sublime. Stop motion animation is an art form that has seriously been neglected by the entertainment industry. The attention to detail in this film is staggering and a visual feast for the eyes. Combine that with an exceptional cast of actors lending their vocal cords to the animation, and you've got a staggering film that works on every level. Well, not every level. I do have one gripe with the film. I wasn't really a fan of the musical numbers throughout. I found them more irritating than entertaining and felt that the film didn't really need them. Every time a musical number began, the film grinded to a halt for me. All in all, I fully recommend Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Love, hate, or even if you are indifferent to stop motion animation, it's a really good film. And I hope we get more stop motion animated films off the back of this. More films like this, please, Netflix. So if you've watched Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, what do you think? Do you agree with my initial thoughts? Let me know on social media and the comment section below. If you could do me a solid by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, I will create my own puppet in my own image and force him to go to the shops every day to feed my crippling quaver addiction. But more importantly, thanks for watching. Ta-da.